Let's go back to the 2021 Berlin Marathon, where until halfway the race was incredibly fast. Especially Kenenisa made a bold move to drop from the group halfway. In 2019, Kenenisa Bekele scorched to a stunning 2:01:41 victory at the Berlin Marathon. This time came up just 2 seconds short of the 2:01:39 record set by Eliud Kipchoge in 2018. Also, in his race in 2019, he got dropped at the halfway point and at one stage, failing 30 seconds behind. But with a long, sustained surge, he began to work on the deficit by the 35th kilometer. He passed Gese in the 38th kilometer as he fought his way back onto the world record pace. Coming so close, Bekele said, is more encouraging and frustrating. I know I can still run a very good marathon and I won't give up. That was of course illustrated by the 1 hour and 36 second second half in the marathon. Back to the Berlin Marathon of 2021. Kenenisa Bekele did not win the race. The race was eventually won by Dola. The resulting finishing times during the race were not phenomenal though. Namely, 1. 2:05:45 by Dola, number 2. 2:06:14 by BMW, and third was Kenenisa Bekele in a 2:06:47. Part of the reason was because of the weather. The sun beat down through the race and temperatures climbed from 18 to 22 degrees. Of course, weather conditions matter a lot during the marathon. Let's zoom in on the finishing times and the weather conditions during the last 4 Berlin marathons. In 2002, Eliud Kipchoge had good conditions, and this shows in this table, where you see that the previous year in 2021, the temperatures were quite hot and it was a bit more windy. You see the times dropping rapidly. In the year 2019, the temperatures were quite good, but there were windy conditions though. Compared to the 2018 race, there were also quite hot conditions. Eliud managed to run his first world record time in the quite hot conditions. The second reason why the finishing time in 2021 wasn't that fast was because of the first half split that bordered on madness. At the 10 km point, they hit a time of 28:47, which would translate to 2:01:28 marathon at that time. Halfway, their times were still on world record pace, namely 60:48. This split was translated to 2:01:36 marathon. Halfway in the race, you can see Kenenisa getting dropped during this crazy world record split time. But maybe, just like in his phenomenal 2019 race, he was getting dropped by struggle. Or was it a tactical choice? I don't dare to say. Kenenisa stick to the planned halfway pace, namely 1 hour and 1 minute, aiming for a slightly negative split. When I was looking at the race, I thought he was dropped by the pack, but this was far from the truth. After 25 kilometers, he rejoined the pack and even encouraged the group to pick up the pace. When they crossed the 30 kilometer mark, the 90-minute time in the race, it became clear that they were already over 1 minute behind Eliud's world record. So in the end, the warm conditions and the fast first half took its toll. First, it seemed that Dola and Bekele were going to fight for the win, but BMW managed to catch up and pass Bekele. In the end, as we already know, Dola managed to win the race in a time of 2:05:46. The last time a 2:05 time or above was clocked in the Berlin Marathon was in 2010. This shows that the conditions must have been rough though. So, this year's edition was definitely not an ordinary Berlin Marathon. We all hope that Kenenisa can perform once more on a world record performance, although he has been struggling the last 2 years to match his previous form. Who wouldn't love to see a last epic battle between Kenenisa and Eliud during the Paris Olympic Games? I wish Kenenisa the best in the future. If you have any questions about this video, drop them below in the comments. And as always, if you still go out there today, have fun and get on the run!